and some people believe they do not possess up to that standard, therefore they are discouraged from participating in politics. Lack of trust in the Electoral Commission. Every state has its own Electoral Commission in different forms. The electoral body is responsible for the conduct of electoral process, and electoral body is to be independent from external interference. Many people do not trust in this commission for the belief that they are not truly independent and that they are acting according to the dictates of some people or parties of high authority. That is, people believe the Electoral Commission acts according to the instructions of people in high authority. They believe the Electoral Commission is corrupt. Thereby, they do not trust the Electoral Commission to prefer a good electoral process. Therefore, they lack trust in the Electoral Commission, and they also do not participate in politics because of this lack of trust. Political godfatherism. The political godfathers domineer politics. They have a domineering influence on politics. They dictate their candidates. They dictate to the party and relegate the most qualified candidate. And after their candidate is voted into position, they run the government affairs through the candidates, using he or she as a political puppet. This simply means there are some godfathers that even though they are not in a political position, they dictate to political parties, this is the candidate I want in office. So even when more qualified candidates rise up, they find ways to relegate these candidates so that their candidates can come out on top. And when their candidate is eventually elected into office, they rule the affairs of the state, they run the government, they dictate the policies, they dictate the actions of the government. That is, they rule the government through these candidates, and thereby they use these candidates as political puppets for their own selfish interests. Personal image. People of integrity do not usually want to participate in politics in Nigeria because most politicians are seen as corrupt, thereby tarnishing the image of others. That is, the point of view of different people concerning politicians is that they are corrupt. And there are certain individuals that even though they are interested in governing the state and leading the country aright, developing the national resources, causing overall development in the lives of the citizens, they still do not want to participate in politics because the politicians are regarded as corrupt, and so as to protect their own image, their own self-image, then they tend not to participate in politics so as not to tarnish their own image. Lack of trust in the judicial system. In a democratic system of government, the judiciary is to be independent, but reverse is the case in some states due to the interference of the executive and legislative in the judicial system. That is, the judiciary, under a democratic system of government, is meant to be independent of external affairs. Benefits of popular participation. When citizens participate actively in politics, it has its own benefits. One, it ensures that credible candidates are elected into government positions. When all the citizens rally round to vote an individual into office, it ensures that the right candidate, the qualified and credible candidate, is voted into government position. But when there is lack of participation, then candidates that are not qualified or not credible might end up being in position. Two, it encourages and promotes peace, progress, unity, and harmony in the nation. That is, popular participation encourages peace. It promotes peace, it promotes progress, it promotes unity, it promotes harmony in the nation, because every citizen is aware of their duty, their obligation, their responsibilities. Every citizen is also participating and even contributing their own quota for the progress of the community. When there is majority participation, it results in free, credible, and fair election. This implies that when majority of the citizens participate in the electoral process, then the electoral process will be free, it will be credible, it will be fair. And in most cases, when there is popular participation in the electoral process, it is usually hard for rigging and electoral malpractices to take place. It discourages political apathy. When majority of the citizens participate actively in politics, then political apathy is discouraged in the nation. And even others might also see the participation of others and want to participate themselves. It's built on the confidence, trust, and interest of the people and their leaders. That is, the majority, or let me say the citizens, trust, they have interest, and they have confidence in their leaders. And the leaders also have confidence, they trust the citizens to carry out their duties and their responsibilities as expected. When everyone is interested in governmental policies, it results in good governance. That is, when every citizen is interested in how their state or their country is being governed, then it results into good governance, because the government in power will look out that the citizens are actually eager to see what the government will do. The citizens are ready to take actions when the governments are inactive. Therefore, it results in good governance, because the government in power will want to govern the state right. How popular organizations are formed. Popular organizations, like political parties, emerge through the following procedures. 1. Activities of political and human rights activities, such as Femi Falana, Gani Fawehinmi, and so on. Activities of ethnic leaders also lead to the formation of political parties. E.g., pioneer political parties were formed by ethnic groups in Nigeria, like the Yoruba of the Southwest formed AG, Action Group, in 1951, led by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. The Northern People's Congress of 1949, NPC, led by Alhaji Ahmadu Bello in the north, and the National Council of Nigerian Citizens, led by Nnamdi Azikiwe in 1944 in the eastern region. All these political organizations were formed by the ethnic leaders through the activities of the ethnic leaders. Activities of some labor union may also lead to the formation of political organizations, e.g., through the activities of Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Trade Union Congress, TUC. The Nigerian traders came together for the LP, Labour Party. The party won election in Ondo State in 2007 and 2011. This implies that the activities of some labor unions may also lead to the formation of political parties, as seen in the case of Labour Party. Popular organizations were formed after due registration with the appropriate government agency. E.g., a political party must register with INEC and submit relevant documents before it can be approved to operate in the country. This simply means that no political party can come out of the blue. They have to follow the due regulations and register with the INEC before they are approved as a formalized political party. structure and function of the Independent National Election